Hello, I'm Cameron John Robbins, the gentleman artist. As you can see from the scene behind me, I'm in a hotel room. That's because at the moment I'm in Washington, D.C. To meet with a client. But before that, I wanted to take a break from getting ready for my meeting and sit down and make this short video. As you guessed from what I call myself, I'm an artist. I've always been an artist. For me, it's always been as clear and easy as breathing. For some people, math just makes sense. For others, they're a natural at sports. For me, I've always gotten visions of beautiful things that I wanted to see in the world, that I wanted to create. And so it's never been a question of whether I would pursue art as a career. It's been more a question of how would I make that work. That's been an ongoing experiment, still an ongoing experiment, I suppose. And while I've tried a variety of things, drawings, paintings, sculptures, different styles, different genres, different ideas, I've sort of landed on portrait painting as my primary area of focus. And I create a very particular or even peculiar kind of portrait, what I call hero portraits, or portraits for those who are unapologetically in charge. You see, what I am aiming for when I make a portrait, I'm aiming beyond capturing a believable likeness or a realistic or lifelike likeness. In fact, I'm not exactly aiming for realism at all. I love paintings that look like paintings, as opposed to paintings that are trying to pretend to be photographs. And that's not to say I don't get photorealistic or realistic likenesses. In fact, I tend to get very lifelike likenesses of people, but they're still clearly paintings, and that's part of what I'm aiming for. But another big part of what I'm aiming for is to capture more than just someone as they are, their current appearance, if you will. I'm striving to capture a person at their best, kind of an elevated version of themselves, what I call hero portraits. So a vision of that person for that person, at their strongest, their most confident, their most moral, ethical, capable, heroic. And my theory is that when people are in positions of power and authority, as most my clients are, and when their decisions impact the lives of so many people, sometimes millions, we want them to be the greatest versions of themselves. They want to be the greatest versions of themselves. But everybody wakes up feeling less than awesome. We all have dark days. We all have, things that knock us off course. We get distracted, we get confused, we get overwhelmed, all sorts of things. And so for those days when these people whose decisions impact so many have those moments of darkness, of doubt, of confusion, feeling like an imposter, whatever, I want them to have a vision. I'm trying to give them a vision that they can live with on the wall all the time. So in those moments of darkness and doubt, they can look at that portrait and go, yes, that's who I'm striving to be. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what the best version of me looks like. And my hope is that by living with that vision, because as we know, we have to have a vision before we can make something a reality, is that vision that they live with, that I've created, in a way, because it's a collaborative process. It's more like I help crystallize that vision for them. They bring the vision to me. and I help crystallize it in a way that externalizes it. It gets it out of their own head and in a format that they can live with and see beyond their imagination. Hopefully I exceed their imagination. But that's my goal. It's like, let's help those whose decisions impact so many to be their most amazing, wonderful, ethical, moral, great, and heroic. So, that's my mission, if you will.